Welcome to another installment of Mental Model Monday. I'm your host, Julian II. In a world where new diets are given birth every week, seemingly, there's a new book each month that promises it's the solution to all your health issues. And not to mention, there's peptides now. There's many supplements, new ones every day, and many other tools that are available at our disposal. And with all the attention of giving us optimal health. Now, while all of these things are fine, and these are things that I believe in, these are things that I also use, we're missing the big picture still. We're missing the fundamental pieces. In today's world, optimal health isn't just about choosing what foods to eat, what type of exercise to do, and sleeping well. In today's world, achieving optimal health entails that you guard your mind with all your might. At every corner, there's an attack on our minds. Convenience and complacency run rampant. Being a victim seems to elicit your social points. But we all know those things are merely poison. We all know those things slowly intoxicate your bloodstream, slowly intoxicate your system in the long run. And as you maneuver in this world, there are two assets that you must guard for optimal health. This is your attention and your time. So as we start with attention, the global economy is experiencing a transition from an industrial economy to an attention economy. Attention is the new economy. Attention is the world's most valuable resource now. Attention shapes our hearts and our minds. Attention can divide and unite us. Attention can destroy. Attention can heal. But much like life itself, there's a duality with intention. As Tony Robbins states, where focus goes, energy flows. And whatever you decide to give your energy and focus to expands and intensifies. Whatever you decide to give life and power to expands and magnifies. It's imperative to be extremely mindful of what you decide to focus on each and every day that you go about. As many pundits and people are talking recession and struggle right now, there's a duality with this as well. These things could very much be true and happen. But who's to say that you have to struggle? Who's to say that you have to contract and hold on for dear life? Who's to say that you have to let your health suffer? This happened during the pandemic. Some people got in the best shape of their life and took that opportunity for that. Others used the excuse of the pandemic to put on extra pounds, to let their health go and get relegated to the end of the bench. There's a duality. Many will give their attention to scarcity, struggle, negativity, anger, and many other negative emotions that only sap your energy and attention and takes it away from the most valuable entity. That's yourself and that's your health. Now, optimal health, as I always state, it's an inside-out job. Things start as thoughts, they go to feelings, this leads to actions, and this leads to the overall manifestation in itself. Now, if attention is a valuable currency, then you ought to be careful with what you give it out to. Now, two simple things to do is to be more mindful of how you use technology. There's staying informed, which is good to do. But then there's getting lost in the information, going down rabbit holes and losing focus of what you need to take care of. And secondly, something as simple as resting and recovering. I know this is hard for us entrepreneurs and us entrepreneurs, and there's always something to take care of. But don't compromise when it comes to your rest and recovery, because this is the head of the octopus that I often mention. And everything else in life are the various tentacles that won't operate correctly if that head is not. Now, for the second asset, it's time. We hear about time a lot. Now, I don't know about you, but if there is something to be afraid of, it's time. Benjamin Franklin states that you may delay, but time will not. We don't get back time. We can't time travel. And every morning that we get up out of the bed, we're credited with 86,400 seconds. Now, much like attention, I asked you, and I ask myself this on a daily basis, what are you giving your time to? Is it things that nourish and enhance your life? Is it things that nourish and enhance your health? Or is it things that are depriving and draining your life and health? Are you moving forward or are you moving backwards? Now, we can't slow down time itself, but we can slow down how we age within that capsule of time. And even in a sense now, we can start to reverse the aging process and increase the quality of life inside this time capsule as well. This is why we have health span, lifespan, and now wealth span. But you can't do this if you're constantly wasting your time focusing on hypotheticals, focusing on variables, focusing on needless arguments and debates with people. And a lot of times these things are out of our control. You can't focus on those 3 pillars I just mentioned. And when you are not focusing on those 3 pillars, you're focusing on things that are most likely going to be negatively impacting your entire human system. And just because you cannot physically see the effects of something doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Remember, our bodies are dynamically interacting with the environment around us constantly. Genes are turning off and on, expressing and not expressing. So the clock is running. So make the most of today, because if you think about it, it's really all we have. The future that we dream about doesn't necessarily exist yet. The future only happens. The future only manifests itself if you take care of the present moment, because taking care of the present moment is what ultimately constructs this future. So as you go about your optimal health journey and ultimately creating generational health and wealth, don't forget to guard your most 2 valuable and premium assets, your attention and your time. So until next time, stay awesome, be limitless, and never stop upgrading. Peace.